All right, thanks, guys. Arkansas Little Rock takes on Georgetown. That's going to be a 12 o'clock noon Eastern tip-off in Georgetown. Now, the Hoyas open the betting as the 15-point favorite with the total at 157.5. Since those markets open this one up, we're seeing a slight fade of Georgetown against the spread. We're also seeing movement upward on the total. Right now, Georgetown is minus 13 against the spread with the total moving upward to 158.5. So once again, Georgetown open 15 down to 13. Total open 157.5 up to 158 and a hook. Now, Georgetown has been very bad against the number this season. They're just 3-8 against the spread overall for the year. They failed to cover in 8 out of their 11 games overall for the year. They're also just 1-6 against the spread on their home court, failing to cover in 6 out of their last 7 at home. This Georgetown defense is allowing 76 points per contest on their home court. They're also just 2-6 against the number in their last 8. Now, the Trojans, on the other side of Arkansas Little Rock, they've successfully covered the number in 3 out of their last 5 away from home. They have some marquee covers over the likes of Memphis, Sam Houston State, Howard, and Tulsa. This Arkansas Little Rock offense is scoring 77 points per contest. They're also shooting 50% from the field. Very good shooting team. Now, scoring-wise, Arkansas Little Rock, the Trojans, they're 2-0 to the over in their last 2, 3-2 to the over in their last 5 away from home. Meanwhile, on the Georgetown side of things, they're 5-2 to the over in their games on their home court themselves. 70% to the over in their last 10. This Georgetown offense is putting up 83 points per contest at home. So although I think Arkansas Little Rock can keep it close, I do think we'll see some scoring in this matchup. But with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the Trojans of Arkansas Little Rock, plus 13 in the over 158.5 in that one. All right, folks, I'm just going to take a quick time out and just welcome you to the show. I got some lines and personal leans out for Saturday's college basketball action. But before we go ahead and get into any more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with the documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just hit that pause button right now. Open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple of seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines and personal leans for Saturday's college basketball action. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Jacksonville State at the West Virginia Mountaineers, 12 o'clock Eastern kickoff at WVU. Now, West Virginia opened the betting as the 14-point favorite with the total at 144. Since those markets opened this one up, we are seeing a steady and consistent fade of the Mountaineers when it comes to the number. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. Right now, West Virginia is minus 11. Total moved up to 145.5. So once again, the Mountaineers open 14 down to 11. Total open 144 up to 145.5. West Virginia not too good against the spread this season. They're just 4-6 against the spread overall for the year, 4-5 against the spread on their home court. This West Virginia defense is allowing 75 points per contest as the official home team. They've also failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3 ball games. Now, the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, well, they're 7-3 against the spread overall for the year, covering 70% of the time in all of their games. This Jacksonville State defense, pretty tough. They're allowing just 65 points per contest on the year. Their opponents are shooting just 39% from the field. The Gamecocks are also 7-1 straight up in their last 8 and a perfect 7-0 against the spread in their last 7. Jacksonville State's also been pretty good against the number away from home. They're 5-3 against the spread in their games on the road, and they've held their opponents to 65 points or less in 5 out of their last 6 ball games. Now, total-wise, Jacksonville State, well, they went just 3-7 to the over overall for the year. 5 out of their 8 games away from home stayed under the total. Meanwhile, on the West Virginia side of things, we're seeing a lot of overs there. 6-3 to the over at home, 5-2 to the over in their last 7. So I really don't like what I see when it comes to the total in this one. I'm going to forego a play on the total. I don't really care about the total in this one. But what I do care about is the Gamecocks. I think the Gamecocks can cover the double digits on the road here. Completely outmatched, I get it. But when teams play the almighty Gamecocks, they just can't shoot. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville State plus 11, getting the job done on the road in this one. All right, next game. It is queued up in the marquee. Let's put that in focus if we can. There we go. I got dark, but that got very viewable. But yeah, next game, Wake Forest at Tennessee, 12 o'clock Eastern tip-off at UT. The Volunteers open the betting as the 20.5-point favorite with the total at 146.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we've seen a steady and consistent fade of Tennessee when it comes to the spread. We're also seeing slight movement upward on the total there. Tennessee's now minus 19.5 with the total moving upward to 147. So once again, the Vols open 20.5 down to 19.5. Total open 146.5 up to 147. Now the Volunteers of Tennessee, they are 4-5 against the spread. Overall for the year, they failed to cover in 4 out of their last 6. Now, notable failures to cover for this Tennessee team came against Samford, Eastern Kentucky, and Kansas. All 3 of those teams, they did not get the job done against. Now, Tennessee, not very good against the number at home either. They're just 3-4 against the spread in their games in front of their home crowd. Now, Wake Forest on the other side, their defense has been pretty good this year, especially on the road. They're allowing just 68 points per contest away from home. Wake Forest is also 6-3 straight up overall for the year in their games that qualified, their games that were on the board. Wake Forest, they successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 3 on the road. They're also 2-0 against the spread in their last couple of games and 4-3 against the spread in their last 7. Wake Forest has held their opponents to 64 points or less in 5 out of their last 7. Now, scoring-wise, Wake Forest 2-1 to the under in their last 3 away from home. This Wake Forest offense is putting up just 69 points per contest away from home. Really shows that they are slowing down the pace on the road when they are away from home. Really, really slowing down the pace. Keeping games close, but not scoring a whole lot of points. Meanwhile, on the Tennessee side of things, they're 4-3 to the under in their games on their home court, 3-2 to the under in their last 5. So with all that said and done, I don't see a whole lot of scoring in this one. Wake Forest should be able to get the job done here. I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it up, and take Wake Forest plus 20 in the under 147 in that one. Next game, next and final game for the show, it is going to be Brown at Marist. 1 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Marist. Now, the Red Foxes open the betting as the 1-point favorite, and the total at 137. And since those markets opened this one up, we're actually seeing money on the Red Foxes of Marist. They're now minus 1.5 with the total moving downward almost 3 points. It actually moved downward to 134.5. So once again, Marist open 1, now 1.5. Total open 137, down to 134 and a hook. The Red Foxes of Marist are covering 70% of their games this year. They're 7-3 against the spread overall for the year, 3-2 ATS in their last 5. This Marist offense is putting up 82 points per contest at home. And I'm trying to see what I wrote here. Oh, they only had 1 game at home. So just keep that in mind. They are scoring 82 points per contest at home, but that was only in 1 game. So their 1 home game, they lit up the scoreboard. We haven't seen a whole lot of that out of Brown, lighting up the scoreboard. Their offense is putting up just 62 points per game on the road. Brown is just 4-6 against the spread overall, 2-3 against the spread on the road. The Bears have lost 4 out of their last 5 outright at home. Not that that really matters because they're on the road. I think I meant to write they lost 4 out of their last 5 away from home. This Brown offense scored 67 points or less in 3 out of their last 4. Now, Brown, oddly enough, is averaging 74 points per contest for the year, both home and away. Marist 2-1 to the over in their last 3. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the half a point, move it down, take Marist -1 in the over 134.5 in this one.